This is lighthearted fun to get us from lunch back into business mode. Here we go.
As a worship leader, as a lead worshiper, I'm doing something innovative. I'm using the heart of music and my heart to connect the heart of the people to the very heart of God's heart. I mean, that's never been done in the history of the church.
What about him?
Him who? Hello, my name is George.
I'm Jorge, and we just released a new CD. George and Jorge remix the world.
You see, there's so much great music out there that is worthless because it doesn't worship God.
That's right. So all we've done is we've healed and purified them with just a little touch of Jesus.
We'll give you a taste of it right now. 1, 2, 3. So I put my hands up, worshiping my God, and the sin just flies away.
Healing the sick like ya, preaching the word like ya. You know what this book is, Skippy? This is the only book that should be in churches other than the Holy Bible. Yep, you guessed it. It is a hymnal where such classics as Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. You know, stuff like that. Good stuff. Awesome stuff. But you know, today's music, it's just a little too loud. It just sounds like it should be in a bar.
You know, the ancient church was really offended by hymns because it reminded them of bar songs.
Flip me over and tickle me twisted. I'm just a lapper, nobody loves me.
He's just a lapper from a leper colony.
We say he's a monstrosity.
To that come you must go, and your skin not show. Let it show. Let it show.
Let it show.
Let it show.
Let it show.
Let it show. No, 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 no.
Pharisee, Pharisee.
I've been called a lot of things. Snake handler, reptile man, crazy. But I'm telling you right now, there's no worship service that can shake 2 sticks at my chapel time. That's for sure. Back in there, Carl. Where were we? Oh, yes. My church believes in the fear of the Lord. And ain't nothing put the fear in a man like a rattlesnake. You ever sung His Made Me Glad with a poisonous reptile stretched across your trembling shoulder? If not, then you've never truly worshipped. You don't believe me? Let me show you. Carl? Oh, Carl's out. Y'all start praying. Start looking around and start praying. I'm serious. That's like a kid you did. Carl! Somebody get this real attention.
I'm not a heathen. I just got saved by my good Lord. I just got saved by my good Lord. Oh yeah. I just got saved by my good Lord. I'm not a heathen.
Tonight. Let's praise the Lord. I got some money. Let's tithe it. Tithe it up.
I'm not a heathen.
I know we are not going to be including rattlesnakes in our radio. I played that for our workshop, and it's just silly, and these guys are funny. Anyhow, so hopefully lunch was good, and you enjoyed what you had. Did everybody get their right lunch? Correct, I hope. Good. Yeah, absolutely. A few more drinks back there. We got coffee still up here, so we're going to move right into the afternoon. Emily, I already mentioned, she's going to come on up now. And Emily has been doing the leg work, the behind-the-scenes work. Yes, let's give her a hand. She's been setting things up, kind of the leg work for Planning Center. Now, who is involved in the Goes On Your Kids ministry that are already using Planning Center? There's a little collection of you guys. You are going to go, okay, I've seen this, or, so you're going to, some of it won't be a big deal. The majority of us have not, including myself. I have not. I was terrified. I sat into a class at a workshop and I thought, oh, run away. It just felt very overwhelming. However, like I said, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. We're going to love it as a group. So she's gonna talk about it. We're gonna take kind of some techie questions or whatever, the nuts and bolts parts of it that she can answer better than me. And then I'll come up and add some more things about how it's gonna run, what we're gonna do with it, and then we'll do some more questions if we need to from there, and then hopefully we'll take a break and have enough time to do that and get going. So thank you, Em.
Okay. So like Dana said, this is going to be a great tool for you guys. It really is going to be easy. It might feel slightly overwhelming at first just because I'm going through so much information, but you are going to get an email later today at the end of the afternoon where I'll have some bullet points just recapping what we talked about, and so you know how to do everything we went over. So don't feel like you have to kind of absorb it all right now. And also you can always ask me any questions that you might have if you can't figure it out. So, like I said, you're all going to get an email later this afternoon. And I forgot to put my computer in, which is why you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. So, Planning Center, we're going to be transitioning over. This is going to be how we're going to be scheduling. You're going to be using it to put in your availability, and it's really cool because you're going to have access to it from your computer, but also they have an amazing app that I highly encourage you to download because I really think it's the best way to utilize this program. It's so user-friendly. It's right there on your phone. You can input your dates at any time. You can check your schedule and your calendar at any time. And it also sends you reminders. You get push notifications. So it's just a really great tool to have. What I'm going to show you now is all, computer-based, just to kind of show you the overall picture. But like I said, once you kind of get your profile set up, the best way for you to use this will be through the app. So you'll get an email later this afternoon, and in the top of the email will just be the notes going over what we talked about today. This is just an example blurb, but and then what's cool is in that email, you will see all of your scheduled dates for this quarter. And they're all listed out along with the rehearsal time. So if for some reason there's a Thursday rehearsal, that will be indicated. So you'll see all the dates that you were put on for the quarter. And then down at the bottom of the email, you'll be able to hit respond to request. This is going to link you over to the Planning Center website. And it's going to look just like this. And everyone here, unless you're already set up through, because if you work with the kids and GoZone, you will already have a profile established, so that's awesome. You can skip this step. But for the rest of us, you will need to log in and set up a profile. And you'll see again down here are your tentative dates. I would say wait to do anything with them. First, just set up your profile. So you'll hit log in. It'll prompt you up there. Now, I already have an account, so we're gonna go into that. But if you do not, what you'll do is you're gonna use the email address that email was sent to you at. So whatever email you open it, that's your email address for Planning Center. You can go in and change that later if you have a preferred email address, but we just based it on the email addresses that Dana has for you right now. So it should be up to date and accurate, and you'll hit need a password and it will send you through the prompts. They're very straightforward. You'll set up your password, they'll send you a verification code, and you'll enter that in, and then you'll be able to log in, no problem. So let's log in here, and then this is what your homepage is going to look like. So first thing we're going to do is I just want to show you how to set up your profile. So you'll be in this page, you'll go over here where there will be a tiny little avatar man. Right now I have my own picture because I put it in there, which you can do too, but you'll just have a little guy. And it's going to look like this. And this is where you're going to set up all of your communication preferences and your scheduling preferences. This is really important for you to do as soon as you can. So if you can maybe do that, as soon as you get the email this afternoon or this weekend, because this will be the best way to make sure that we're communicating with you and you're getting all the information that you need. So it's, again, very user-friendly. You'll be able to go in here, hit edit, And basically you just want to make sure that you have whatever email address you prefer to be contacted at, and also your cell phone number. And that will help along with tying in with you getting the app. So make sure that you have your correct cell phone number in there. That's very important. And when I went in and initially set up all of your profiles, again, I used the information we have on file, but I know that some of you have updated numbers since then. So it's just really key that you do that. And then if you want, I mean, you can go in and fill out all this stuff. It's not necessary. I don't think Dana wants to know my wedding anniversary, but hey, I mean, if you feel so inclined. So really the key things are just your email address, cell phone number. You can add a little picture if you want of yourself. And then over here where it says preferences, this is a really cool feature. So this kind of allows you to tell Dana, hey, this is kind of my limit. So like for me, I selected that I'd really prefer to be scheduled only twice a month. Plan, you see it says plans per month. Plan represents like a Sunday. So plans means Sunday. So for me, I say, okay, I only want to be put up to twice a month. You know, through my, he put I think 3 times a month. So if you feel like you already know, hey, I can only commit to whatever it may be, go ahead and put that in. And then that shows up on Dana's end when she goes to schedule. And if she happens to put you in, let's say she does schedule me 3 times in 1 month, she'll get a little notification that says, ooh, you scheduled Emily 3 times, her preference is twice. That gives her the opportunity to reach out to me and say, hey, do you mind? You know, it's just an easier way for her to get a sense of what your ability as far as time commitment is. And for you to not feel like you always have to be, oh, Dana, by the way, I can only do this, I can only do this. So I would encourage you also to go in and select that as you're setting up your profile. And you'll have your team already listed. So if you're a band, it will say band, and it will also list whatever instruments you're on. So, you know, for someone like Dylan, he'll probably have it listed as band, bass, electric, acoustic. So whatever your roles are will be in there. Over here, honestly, in my opinion, nothing that you'll probably ever really have to look at. It's listing your upcoming dates, the dates you have to confirm, and your blockout dates, which we'll get to in a minute. But as far as the profile page, the things I went over with you that really matter are, again, just your profile information and your scheduling preferences. So that's the profile page. So let's go back to that initial page that we looked at. So this is the home page of Planning Center, and this is where, if you're going to use your computer, which again, I really hope you use the app, but if you use your computer, this will be kind of the page that you're mostly always using, because this is going to be where your schedule is. So when you get sent your scheduling requests, they will appear here, and you'll literally just go through and accept each request. They should be all dates that you're available, because you have already put in your availability. And when Dana schedules you, obviously she takes that into consideration. But if for some strange reason there's a date that you realize, oh goodness, I don't know why I thought I was available, I'm not, you do have the option to decline. And when you hit decline, it will pop up for you to write a message to Dana. So again, I really encourage for you to write to her, contact her through that, and say, oh, whatever reason you weren't able to, so that she gets a notification. She'll get a notification either way if you hit decline. But maybe just explaining what's going on, and then that gives her the opportunity to reschedule. So when your schedule gets sent out through that initial email, we'll always tell you your deadline for responding. So like in today's email that you're gonna get later on, you'll see that it says respond to these scheduled dates by the 23rd of September. So it's really important for you to just, it's very easy. You can literally do it in 30 seconds. Hit accept to all your dates. If you have to decline, decline. But just make sure that you're doing it by the deadline so that Dana can make any last minute adjustments that she needs to. So then once you have accepted your dates, you can go in and view master calendar. And this just kind of shows you when you're scheduled. Of course, let's see. You can see my block out dates, but where am I scheduled on this?
As far as the actual calendar is concerned, do you know if there's a way to, because I use Google Calendar for pretty much everything, work and personal. Do you know if there's a way that it sends it out to Google Calendars?
Yes, so on the app, and I think that you can do it through the computer, but I'm not exactly sure how, but I know on the app there's a feature that says sync to my calendar. So that should be super helpful for everyone as well. I'm not sure why my schedule times are showing up. It could be because I just hit accept.
Jason, there will be
Yes.
a plug-in from,
Mm.
so look for
Yeah.
and then it'll, you can potentially.
But ordinarily, my name would appear in green on the dates that I'm scheduled. Sorry that it's not coming up now. But if you wanted to go on and look at your schedule, the way that you would do that would just be to view the master calendar. On the app, it's a,
Calendar link on the app, calendar link.
Yeah.
I just did it and just synced it up.
yep, yeah, it's super easy. And on the app, it's nice because it lists all of your plans in one place. Like you open the app and it literally just lists, and then you can click your plan, which we'll do now.
Emily?
Yeah.
I just want to make one comment.
Sure.
Not, because I do think that like the catching things as we go is good, but if you can, hang on until she says, what are your questions? You know what I mean? That way we can because of recording, we can actually get them out there, our questions, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
answer.
and I might have some of them even on my list to go over. I'm just annoyed that it's not showing my schedule. I don't know why.
Is there a plan, Hayden?
I did refresh and I know. It's just wants to forward my plans. Okay, so here's a plan. Again, plan means Sunday. Here's a plan that I am scheduled for. I accepted, and this is on, again, the computer, so it's a little bit of a different view. There's, I would say it's not quite as easy to navigate as the app, but once you accept the Sundays that you've been scheduled for, you'll be able to go on and look at each Sunday, and you'll see who else is scheduled with you, who your team is, and you'll see the song set. Now, Dana's going to go into detail on this in a bit, but you will have access to your song set and PDFs and different things like that. So the ultimate goal with Planning Center is we want this to be a kind of like one-stop shop. We want you to be able to use Planning Center, go here, here's my schedule, here are my PDFs, here are the songs, here's the YouTube links. In fact, Kylie just had mentioned to me during the break that she went on to look at Planning Center for the weekend that she scheduled, and she said, it was great. I literally only had to go on Planning Center. That's all I looked at. I didn't have to toggle back and forth between Blogspot and this page and that page. So the ultimate goal, and again, we're going to be working out the kinks as we move forward, but is for this to just be a super, super easy way for you to have all your resources in one place. So you will be able to view each of the Sundays that you're scheduled. So that's everything as far as your schedule. But now I want to talk about availability and how we're going to move forward in doing that. So through Planning Center, they have something called block out dates, which basically means you're able to put in the times that you are unavailable. And the really nice thing about this is I could sit down and do this for the next year. Like, let's say I know I'm on vacation next September. I can go in right now and block that out, and then I don't even have to think about it. Whereas right now, we're doing quarter by quarter, and you're kind of sitting down. And so as you have dates where you realize, ooh, I wouldn't be able to serve that Sunday, you can put them in whenever you want. What we're going to request that you do is when you block out a date just block out the Sunday that you're unavailable. Even if you're away all week, we don't need to know. I mean, that's great, but for the sake of scheduling, what would be most efficient is just block out whatever Sunday it is, and then obviously Dana will know that means you're unavailable for the Saturday rehearsal and all things involved. So I'm just going to go in and do a sample one, and I'll go to December since that's the end of this quarter. So let's say I know, okay, I'm not going to be available on the 16th. You would literally click the 16th. It's going to automatically pop up that date. You do not need to put an end date in because, again, we're only just going to be blocking out that one day. And then I can even type in a reason to Dana as to why I can't. Yep, apparently we're planning on having another workshop that day. So you can type in your reason, and then all you have to do is hit save. And then that will be on your calendar. And when Dana goes into schedule, she'll be able to view that on her end as well. She'll see, oh, Emily's red on that date, she's unavailable. And you can go through and do as many as you would like. Same thing on the app. It's super easy to block out your dates there. And you can also go in and edit that as well. So don't feel as though if you block it out and then your plans get canceled, you can go in and unblock it. In fact, look, here's calendar integrations. That's the thing that you would be syncing iCal or Google Calendar. So apparently you can do it from the computer as well, but the app has a button. So let's see. That's it as far as looking at your calendar, viewing your schedule, doing your block out dates. The only other thing I think I really want to touch on before we have any questions as far as technical stuff is we are really trying to emphasize you relying on Planning Center. And part of that is using Planning Center. So Matt, what did you say about Planning Center earlier?
It's only good if you use it.
It's only good if you use it. So it's really important that you kind of put that in your wheelhouse. That's going to be your main tool. And something that can help you with that is if you turn notifications on. So when you download the app, it will ask you, do you want push notifications? Yes. Yes, you do. I think most of you will say yes, you do. Because that's going to remind you when, an upcoming rehearsal is. If there's a change in schedule, if Dana changes something, you'll get a notification. So that will kind of just help keep that at the forefront of your mind. Another thing is on the scheduling end of it, we're actually able to, when we schedule you for a rehearsal, select to send you a reminder, and we are going to be doing that. So if you're on and your rehearsal is on a Saturday, you should be getting a reminder every Thursday that you're scheduled for that Saturday. Hey, you're on. So that should help you as well and help you just keep, a little bit more organized with your calendar. So you'll be getting notifications regardless, but I do think if you are using your notifications in the app, that will just really emphasize it and keep everything kind of streamlined. So that's really all I have as far as this part of Planning Center. Like I said, Dana's going to go into more of the song sets and attachments and things like that. But do you have any questions on this part of it? Karen?
Okay, so you're saying for block out dates, really loud. Okay, so for
For block out dates.
If I'm unavailable just because of a Saturday practice, should I still mark it for the Sunday?
Yes, great question. So Kara said, if the reason I'm unavailable is simply because I couldn't make it to that practice, do I still block out the Sunday or do I block out the practice? Block out the Sunday. So no matter what your reason is that you can't do worship that Sunday, just block out the Sunday. That's a good question. Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm already on Planning Center for GoZone, maybe, I don't know how many people this will apply to, but if I do block out for GoZone, does it also apply to block out for this ministry as well?
No, I'm 80% certain that the answer is no. The only reason I say that is because I'm only on here seeing the worship side of it, but worship and Go Zone are two different services, as they call it, in Planning Center. And when you view your dates, do you know the answer? Oh, when you view the dates that you're scheduled, that comes up in a different service plan. So I believe that they're separate.
I don't think they
You'll
are.
see this eventually.
I think your blackout dates are attached to your profile.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I
Okay.
know your service plans are gonna be different.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so Matt and Tara are saying that your blackout dates are attached to your profile, not to the
I
service.
believe so. And for those, the handful that are in children's ministry and worship team, once you're scheduled into a different plan, if someone else tries to schedule you on that day, it'll say there's a scheduling conflict, and it'll say you're already serving. So that should pop up, so you don't have, like, I don't know if there's a way you can block out for worship team, but not block
Well,
out for
that's what
children's
I'm wondering,
ministry.
because I think that could be a potential issue.
Yeah, I guess I can test it out, so maybe
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
some separate things, but from what I remember learning, I think the blackout date is attached to the profile, but
Okay.
we can look into that in more detail. But you
Yeah.
don't have to like let them know if you're scheduled in children's ministry, you don't have to let them know because they'll see that when they go into schedule, so you don't have to block that out for them.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's the way this should work.
Yeah, well, am I speaking in the same? What can I?
Hey, Mark. Can we get Dana's mic on too? Sorry.
All I was gonna say is, I was wondering, what I was gonna ask is if you could take us to the screen where it has Hope Kids, worship, like where that one where you have to
That's
open
only
one
an
or the
admin.
other?
That's an admin page.
Oh, that's an admin, okay.
And do me a
So-
favor, do you want to try to schedule me real quick? We'll see it right there, you
Well,
can see if I'm
yeah,
blocked
Kara,
out.
let's do it with Kara.
Or Kara, yeah.
She's on both. What can you tell us,
I
Kara?
just did it to myself because I know I'm on the 16th of September, and so I tried to add myself to kids ministry, and it came up and said one conflict.
Okay.
So if I click on one conflict, it says conflict worship. So this.
So it tells
No.
each
Yeah,
individual.
because it's attached to one
Did you
profile.
forget that you are on worship that day? You can't worship
No,
kids.
it tells me.
Oh, it tells me that.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
scheduled, yeah.
So it's like,
So when you try and schedule, it won't let you.
right.
For your
So,
own self.
For example, if
Oh, you
Bethany is on for like worship one day, but I want to add her as a backup in my class to teach the toddlers, it'll say one conflict.
Gotcha.
So I can say, oh, never mind, she's on worship, can't schedule.
Okay, so basically you're just confirming what Matt said, that if you're a kids worker and you're already scheduled, you don't have to block out that date because it's already going to automatically.
Gotcha.
Very helpful.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
no, I understand. what you're saying.
Okay.
The only other question I had is if Dana, so let's just say we get scheduled, and we're like, best intentions, we're like, yes, and then something comes up. You said communicate through the system, do we go in and communicate through the system?
I think that, I think I know Dana's answer on this, but I think if you, are you talking like the week of?
Yeah, something comes up.
I would imagine you would want direct contact.
Yes. So
I think we're saying decline when you get your scheduling requests, and if in that moment you're like, oh crap, why did I put availability?
Right.
But I think if it's something, oh, I'm sick, I can't come to rehearsal
Yeah.
tomorrow, you should contact
You're
Dana.
still gonna, shoot me a text, do
Yeah.
whatever, kind of what we normally do. The other thing, and somebody else may have this question, you may be getting there. This quarter, what I'm asking is for everybody, the choir, the band is scheduled, so currently this only applies if you ran into a conflict, or if you're a choir vocalist, okay? No, actually, even the lead vocals are also gonna get their emails today.
Yes.
This quarter, I'm asking for you to get back to me by September 23rd. And get back to me means hit accept or decline. You're going to get an email that has all the dates, lead vocals that I've scheduled you for. And it's going to have all the 4 firsts of the month, and the 18th. If you said, hey, I'm available. Actually, today, Emily, everybody who is on our group is going to get that the first Sundays, right? And the 4th, I mean the 11th. Now, from this piece of paper, that's my backup because we're working on the, kind of said, the belt and suspenders. But that's what you'll do, and you will still be given, you need to reply, or you need to block out your dates by X date, just like we currently do with our scheduling. Like when I send out the availability and I say, I need to hear back from you by blank date. And then we send the follow-ups, hey, I still need to hear back, hey, I still need to hear back. This will be, hey, you need to block out your dates by X date, and then you have all the time in the world to do it as long as it's done by that date. Then that means I can go in and schedule, presuming that I have you as available unless you've blocked out your date. Okay, does that make sense? So you're still going to get an end deadline date. You're still going to get that. It can't just be ad infinitum or anytime you think of it. We're still going to have to put a schedule together that's a confirmed schedule. And then, as always, you're sick or something happened and you're like, oh gosh, I can't make it. I ran into this. Contact me directly. Does that make sense? So even if you signed up there, I can't be available on 10/7, don't worry. Today you're going to get the email and you're just going to hit decline.
Decline,
Okay?
Yep.
Over here. Okay.
I'm looking at my app and I'm not seeing the actual calendar. So is the calendar that you're looking at there only on the computer
Correct. And
or your iPhone?
Like the website, not the app.
correct.
Website versus app.
Yeah, but, right, your phone calendar you can see it on, but this planning center calendar does not appear on the app. And honestly, I'm starting to think that this calendar is slightly useless anyway. Because I just logged in as Drew, because I thought maybe the reason I'm not seeing my scheduled dates is because I'm an admin, so I can see everything. But he can't see them either. He can only see his blocked out dates. So frankly, I don't know why they give you this, other than to see when things are, like when all the worship dates are. But his actual confirmed schedule is not on here. It's on his plans, which are listed individually. So I don't know that that calendar is honestly that helpful to begin with.
Is there a drop down, look like there's a drop down on the calendar? Maybe it's the calendar view.
Yeah, that just would allow you to see either Hope Kids, Rooted, or Worship. Yeah. Tony?
On the scheduling thing,
Yeah.
you say you got 15 people that said, I'm available this time, next time, the time after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she makes the schedule, and then for some reason, a person has to cancel. Are the ones that said that they're okay for those days on call to be called in place of that individual?
Well, you probably handle that the same way you handle scheduling.
I
now.
will, yeah. I'll probably do the same thing. Just like right now, I say, when are you not available? A lot of you are available, but you don't always all get scheduled.
Right.
So I'll probably do the same thing. Once I have that, once the deadline has come for you to block out your dates, then I'm going to go in and go, what's a good group today? As like I talked about in the last session, as many as we can of choir vocals will sing. Like especially up front here where we're just doing it twice a month, okay?
Well, what I'm saying is, suppose one of those, after you scheduled, calls in for an emergency,
Gotcha.
sick or whatever, are those that said they would still be available at that date on call
Yeah.
to be replaced?
I would probably do the same thing, just like I do, hey, reach out, hey, so-and-so can't sing, I've lost 2 singers, shoot out an email, or in the same way that I would communicate and say, can you fill in? Are you available to, you said you were, can you make it this weekend?
Right. It won't
So-
be, that part of it won't be any
Yeah.
different from how we already
Right.
do it. Yeah.
Good
Anything else?
question.
As a follow-up to that, perhaps, because Planning Center is new,
Mm-hmm.
if you reach outside of the system like you do today, if someone confirms via text, via phone call, via email, because someone had to drop out at the last minute, would you then follow up with scheduling from the Planning Center so they would get the reminder?
Yep.
Yes.
So, just to
Yep.
finish the thought.
Perfect.
I don't know if y'all heard that.
Yeah.
I thought that.
So does that make sense overall as far as, I mean, I know it feels like a bit much and, we're sitting over here, oh gosh, I can't keep up, but when you
Really
get that
once- yeah.
email, I think it's going to be pretty straightforward with like the prompts, setting it up and then accepting or declining.
Right, and we're still going to be using the blog spot
Yes.
and things of that nature for a little bit here as we
Right.
adjust. So don't feel like we're just pulling it all away from you and you have to learn this overnight.
Exactly.
And you can always ask any questions, obviously. Pam, did you have one more question?
I was just gonna give a testimony that when I first started with the Go Zone and trying to learn it, I was a little bit scared about it, and then figured out it was pretty darn easy, so don't be scared.
Good, awesome. Alrighty.
And I don't know if you mentioned this, but just for everybody's like knowledge, if you do like accept the date and then decline it, like Emily and Dana will get an email and a notification that you declined it, so they will get a heads up. But she said call her directly if it's the week of. But
Yeah.
just so even if like when the schedule comes out, if you like you realize, oh, I can't do this day, I said I could, it will let them know that you declined.
Perfect.
So.
Yes, it will send alerts pretty much for anything you do.
Can you leave your computer up here and just go, like,
You want to see the plans?
I want to see
Yeah.
the blog spot. I actually want to talk about that
Sure.
when we're done. So if you just leave that as a tab or whatever that I can get to, that I won't.
You want it off the screen for right now?
Yeah, whenever you're, yeah. Any other things or anything that Emily can show you guys on? Good.
I think we're good.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate that. And, I'm not kidding when I said she did a ton of work. This was another discussion we started back, I feel like it was before the summer, right? Like it was back a while ago, and it was like, oh, we need to get on board. And Matt really led the charge in getting, Planning Center going with the Go Zone. Planning Center was established as a worship team. It was established as worship. And then they added from there. So like I said, I sat in that class like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, I was going to cry. It just was like overwhelming. And of course, it was a class where people were currently using Planning Center. And I was just like, oh, I feel like a fish out of water. And also, I'm not going to lie. We talk about like changes, the hurdles, and you're just like, we're adverse. What we have with our blog spot, what we have, it works. Like it's a workable plan, and it is kind of a one-stop shop, and we have used it. However, this is a better one-stop shop. This will be better. So she did a ton of work. She debriefed me and sat with me. We were like, oh, let's give it like an hour before staff meeting. And it was like 4 hours later. So there's a lot of work she did on the admin side of it to make it easy for you guys. So anyway, you'll be checking your calendars, your planners. Like I said, the dates, I know I said this is my backup. You'll be looking at the email that comes. And don't feel bad to be like, oh, I wrote that, I can't do that date, she scheduled me. You're just automatically scheduled. So don't, you know what I mean? This is for band and vocals, all vocals. Just be like, no, because I can't do that date, hit decline, okay? And that's okay. September 23rd, that's 2 weeks from tomorrow. That's the deadline on declining, and then you can block out. Now, right now, there won't be more for you really to block out because we've only got those 4 dates. I'll just go back. The band and lead vocals, our sound team and our words were scheduled through the quarter. So that's how it's going to happen this time. Next go around, everybody is on the same playing field, okay? I will follow up and back up all of this with our kind of normal emails. I'm going to talk about the blog spot stuff in a minute, but that's how we're going to work moving forward, okay? Let me talk. Emily, I did say I wanted you to go back to the songs, didn't I? Oh dear. Will you come be my right-hand man?
Yeah.
Thank you. Be my assistant. She's Mark's assistant, but she's really mine. No, I'm just kidding. She's not really mine. We have a joke about it. She's not my assistant, but she does help me a lot. So let's go back and look at our songs, okay? So we are going to be adding, just go back to like the set on this next set that's coming up or whatever, one of the ones that you're scheduled for. We'll just go to one of those plans and we'll go into that. Tech teams, sound and words team, you guys are eventually going to be using this same situation. Currently, I think we've hit our max. Same thing as what I was talking about with Worship Online. These accounts and these programs, they have a max that you hit, and then you got to pay the next chunk, which is okay. That's a good growth problem, but we're kind of maxed out a bit. So we are going to get you guys on there. Currently for our tech teams, Alex and Eric are doing a great job scheduling Words Ministry and Sound Team. You will continue to receive the emails and be scheduled the way that you're being scheduled. Your schedule will continue to go up on the blog spot. Your schedule will continue to go out in the email, okay? So that stuff is going to currently stay the same. Eventually, we're going to get to where you guys are sending the schedule. Sending the availability thing, right? Getting back to me, and then we're going to upload. Can't remember all our details. Okay, you're going to send the schedule. It's going to get put into Planning Center. You're going to be able to get the same reminders. Okay, so we will get there, but not before the end of the year. Probably not into the winter or spring quarter. So just kind of hang on for that, and then when that comes around, if you need a refresher, we will. Okay? So, scheduling, blocking out your dates, getting back to mood availability, that's all kind of in your court to get onto Planning Center. For each week, I have loaded in the songs, okay? I'm trying, right now my goal is to be 1 month ahead so that things are in there as you guys are being scheduled, all right? Each song includes the regular lyrics from CCLI. Let's open one up. Let's look at, this is Amazing Grace, okay? Actually, it's so dumb. Go to the file over there. Now this is if you're on the website. If you're on the app, it literally is much easier. It will say, it gives you your plan, gives you all kinds of things. This is Amazing Grace, and you've got boom, boom, boom. You got 3 options, and it will be like lyrics. If you open them up, this is super tiny, but if you open up lyrics, most of you won't. It's just the lyrics from CCLI, okay? It's just giving you, oh yeah, I know that song, Who Breaks the Power? Oh yeah, I know what we're doing, okay? It's a reminder. But they're there. The second thing, some of them are out of order based on how I uploaded. Check this out. Here is the chord chart, the one that we have written as our map. That's the one from my OnSong program for the chords, okay? That we are using, not CCLI charts. We've talked about it, band knows. We don't use CCLI charts. We use the ones that we've created because sometimes we make adjustments. Sometimes CCLI charts aren't right. We like that we can go verse to chorus to verse to bridge to chorus to ending. Like that's helpful for us, okay? So you have the exact charts that I send out every Sunday night or Monday morning for the band that's scheduled for the following week. You can access them right from Planning Center, okay? When you're scheduled. The third thing on there, let's look at this. This is the tutorial right from Worship Online. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know how they get around their royalties and fees and rights and what we can do and can't do. If I have a paid subscription for you, which I have a paid subscription for the ones of you that are using it currently, I talked about lead vocals and band. If you are a choir vocal and you are in this plan, I think you can click this and access the site. That's what it looks like to me. So I don't know why, and I don't know how I literally reached out to these guys. I said, what gives? I need to be able to get my tutorials in the site. I understood that was why we moved into Planning Center. Help me out. They said, absolutely. There's each song has its own da-da-da. This is song 62, and you can just copy and paste and put it right into your Planning Center program. So I don't know. I'm not trying to skirt the law. I just don't know how, and I don't know how they assess it. Maybe it's by usage. Maybe it's by profile usage. If that's the case and we end up being over the limit, then I'm sure they'll tell us, hey, you need to buy the next package up, and we'll deal with that. Because the money is the money. Money's important, but it's not what drives us. So we'll figure that out, okay? So that is actually how this works. Why don't we hit that, and we'll show you guys something cool. Okay, that doesn't matter then. This guy, all we get to see is their guitar. All we get to see is their guitar. And so it's cool though. It shows you, we're not going to go into all that, but that's all of the things that we've talked about. Lastly, Kylie helped me out with this, and we can actually access the cheat chart right on our plan. So I will upload the cheat chart, and then you can pull it down. Can we see this part of your screen's not showing up, is it? Okay.
Now,
Okay, how about, go a little bit more up, a little bit further. Yeah. Oh, does it work? So you guys see the very, very left column? See down there where it says notes and attachments? If you click into notes, I put it in for the 9th, but you're not on. So can you access the 9th? Okay, well, regardless, if you want to do that real quick, you can. The cheat chart I attached right onto the notes. So eventually, I won't be sending you a Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon cheat chart. It's on your plan, okay? And it will be added on a Thursday because it's highly unlikely I'll get it done before then anyhow. Okay? So that when we talk about one stop, literally one stop, you don't have to have multiple email reminders from me because you're going to be getting a notification. You're going to be getting a reminder, hey, Kathy, whatever, Kathy, you're on your schedule. Here's your reminder. And then, oh yeah, I should check the chart and see, do I have a solo this week? What am I doing? What's the plan? Okay? So it's all going to be in one space. Okay? So eventually, not now, not over the next 2 quarters, I promise. But eventually we will move from, that's okay, you don't have to do it. We will move from you getting an email on Sunday nights or Monday mornings with core charts, and we will move away from you getting a Thursday email for cheat charts. And it will all be in your plan for that day that you're scheduled. All right? A lot of you guys, anyhow, talking about the core charts, you are printing them out. Some of us use iPads. Some of you are printing out paper charts. So do us a favor, save the planet, print your charts, but keep them. Keep them so that we're not you can go in and print every time, but keep your charts. I'm sure guitar players especially, you guys are writing tabs and making notes, and so if you're using paper charts, keep them, you know what I'm saying? But you can access them from there, okay? Now one downside, to me this is a downside. The bank of songs is not available to everybody all the time. So like if you're like, oh, I just really want to get ahead on such and such, and I don't really know that song very well, let me go in and access the tutorial and access the, the on-song chart, the chord chart. You can't unless you're scheduled. I was hoping everybody could see the big old bank and just get in there anytime. However, if you're like, I don't know that song, and I know that it's coming up, or blah, 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 you can say, Dana, could you please get me a chord chart for that? And I will send it to you. We've done that a few times, like ahead of time, okay? However, if I'm 1 month ahead, which is my goal, right now I am, 1 month ahead if I stay on track, as you see your schedule, let's say you're scheduled in 3 weeks, and you don't know a song, or it's new to you, right now, since you're scheduled, you'll be able to access that song. Everybody who accepts their requests today, or who accepts and declines, everything through September 30th is in and planned and charts, and everything is attached, minus cheat charts because they come out on Thursdays. Okay? So you can already start to look ahead. All right? So questions, thoughts, maybe helpful hints, those of you who use it. Do you have concerning Dud?
That's what we're doing, right?
Yes.
What about Thursday evening practices? When the cheat charts come out then? You have to reschedule?
Yeah, cheat charts for Thursdays, I usually try to have up by Tuesdays. So this week I had them out Tuesday morning.
That's still going to work on this?
It's still going to work because I don't have to wait till a day. I can put it in as soon as I know it. But I usually am trying to get my head around the set. The other thing is, when we have a Thursday practice, you're going to get a notification, a reminder on like Mondays, right? So Mondays you'll get, hey, Thursday practice, okay? Because those Thursdays creep up. Sometimes we lose track. Okay? It's a good question. Tom?
The tutorials, do they
Yes.
line up with CCLI? Or
Let me tell you what they line up with, which is kind of funny. Because CCLI, when you go, there is a place, and this is a little in for just band stuff, so you can listen and know. Down below, when you want to go to tabs and charts, whatever, you'll see the chord chart. You'll see the chords from the key of A, whatever A, E, F sharp minor. You'll see it. You'll see the lyrics. However, we don't use that. They are probably CCLI because they're the name, they're the licensing company for these songs. They aren't in order, so they're just basically what you would see if you went to ccli.com and accessed songs. So the tutorials are played like the records. Make sense? The tutorials aren't just playing, like if you, how many of you have CCLI accounts? We kind of stopped doing it across the board because we moved away from it. But when you were here for a long time, you can still get on there. If you hit play and they play beep, 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 whatever, it just goes across the thing. It just goes, it doesn't mind that you have to repeat. It doesn't mind that you are at the coda and you're going right into a bridge. It just goes beep, 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 beep. They don't play like that. They don't play following a CCLI chart. The tutorials, I think you've accessed them, so you've seen them. They play the part of the electric guitar that's just like the recording. Make sense? Make sense? So charts you can use, you could use them as reference, but charts that we use as a group to keep us consistent and functioning well are always going to be the on-song charts that I send out. Got it? Kylie?
Follow up to that
Awesome.
question. What if the tutorial version this week will be Greater New York is not by the person that we're...
Awesome. Great question, and I have a really good answer. For those of us using the tutorials, this week we're singing You Give Life, You Are Love, right? Greater You Lord. The version that is very popular is All Sons and Daughters. The version that's also very popular is by One Sonic Society. We happened to choose that one because I like the na 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 on the electric guitar. It's a pretty little intro. It's a nice little hook. We chose that one because I got to choose. So when you go to the tutorial, you will hear some slight differences. Much of the foundation is exactly the same. So we're not trying to stray way away. But check it out. This week, everybody who's scheduled, I put a note in for the band. It's way too tiny, but it basically says, the tutorial for Greater You Lord is by All Sons and Daughters, so I have included the YouTube link by One Sonic Society, since it is closer to the version we play. Okay? So, aside from the three things we just saw on Greater You Lord, there's a fourth thing, and it's the YouTube link. And if Emily goes there, you'll see, even though it won't play, see how there's a little 4 beside it, and it's YouTube. And it is the version, it won't play, but it opens up right here in the app. And there's the version that we're used to hearing and used to listening to and playing with. Okay? Let's get back to the note. The other note I put in this week is down there under attachments. And that is the cheat chart. So I put the cheat chart on, I added it, actually I added it Thursday. And now you can see it just like you would if you open it up in your email. Okay? Tempo, kind of how it looks, who's starting, who's introing, etc., etc. Okay? So I love that it's all in one place. But having said that, we are doing both for a little while here. And that's okay. Emily is helping me out, doubling up a little bit in some of the scheduling so that it's not a terrible amount on me necessarily. But we are going to keep uploading the songs to Spotify. They're already in there for the rest of, actually up through, I don't know, they're up there for a while. I think I still have to put November in. All of those are there, okay? On YouTube, our YouTube channel, we're going to talk about this in nuts and bolts, but our YouTube channel, we are still uploading all the songs, all the links and the stuff that we use. For one, it's a way easier playlist. Like when I listen to Spotify or YouTube every single day when I'm getting ready. Every single day I listen to the songs, and this isn't a lie, and I know it sounds dumb, but I literally soak in these songs. I don't want to be uncertain of what's coming. I want to know them backward and forward, right? So I'm listening. It's a 20-minute set-ish. It's about how long it takes me to brush my teeth. And so I'm listening. You can figure it out. We have to, and I trust you guys to find your own space. But listen to the song. It's way easier to hit go, play on your Spotify list or your YouTube playlist, and boom, 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 you got your 5, 6 songs, whatever they are, than to go here and pull up the clips and pull up the YouTube. It's not as accessible, okay? We are going to continue to use our Spotify account and our YouTube account, okay? Also, our sound people and our tech people who are also having as much opportunity to soak in these songs, getting a good feel for what's happening in the music, what am I listening for dynamically, what's happening in the band, is that, are they replicating that? They can do it. Currently, they can't access this site. So we want to keep it available. Okay, we're going to keep doing that stuff. We'll keep doing the double duty. Okay, this quarter around, expect to see an availability email. Okay, and some of it's going to come right. It feels like it's right off the cuff because it's just 2 weeks away, but I'll be like, hey guys, I need your availability. Hey, that's right, you're all at the workshop, okay? I'm hoping that you declined or accepted, but I need them. I need you to do so. Block out your dates by blah, blah, blah. Okay, we will still email interaction like that, okay? I will still post the entire schedule to the blog spot. Currently, song sets are up. Do you put it on enough, right? You put up YouTube, right? So I put up the whole schedule currently for the fall. I put up the song schedule for the fall. I put up new song links under the links. The tech team schedules are also uploaded, so everything is at the blog spot just like it was. So we will keep doing that stuff, okay? That we're not just, like we said, we're not going to rip the carpet out. We're going to find out, hey, everybody's doing a great job in this transition. You're feeling good. It's going to be so much easier. So, you know what I mean? It really will be. So, those things are going to fade as we move into maybe the spring quarter, maybe as we move into the summer quarter. It will depend on how well we do, and that's okay. We can take our time. We did the double thing there. We had the words, and we had the words on a stand. That's okay. We can work through those things until we feel confident. I don't want you to feel shaky. And you can always reach me. Everybody should have my email. Everybody should have my phone number. Text me. You can. If you don't, I'll give it to you. Okay. So quickly, anything. I don't want to be quickly, because we can come back. But anything that you like. Let me just clarify on this kind of planning center stuff.
No email for sound tech, right? Since you hit your plateau and the
right, yeah, that's what you said.
Yep. So email, sound text will be same thing. We're gonna chug along probably until we get to the new year. We may have to look at, because Matt's always got volunteers adding in, and we may have to look at where our ceiling is, and then we'll purchase the next one up. Because I do want you guys to get on there eventually. I think that's gonna be easier for you.
So it's Matt's fault.
It's basically Matt's fault. Thanks.
We already have to buy the
It's
next
the church's fault.
We're
The
already
church.
maxed.
We're already
We have
maxed.
to buy
Okay,
next
so
one.
we'll be there, which is fine. But thank God to have such a problem that we have 70, 80 volunteers and people, 100? Like, that's awesome. So I'm like, that's where we just go, money is money and it matters, but it's not going to hold us back from, I know God provides in those places when we serve with a heart to serve. So, all right, we are actually late this time, right? So let's take a quick break, hit the bathroom, get a coffee. I feel like I need like my afternoon coffee hit. But if you can, let's take 5 minutes if we can, and then we're going to come back and talk about housekeeping, nuts and bolts.